Alright, this episode was incredible. No, I mean incredible. It is by far the best episode of the season so far, and it's not even close. There's so much lore. Lore for characters I never thought we'd get, and I was so pleasantly surprised to actually see it happen. Fiona's story is getting more interesting. I'm mostly talking about her internal conflict rather than external. And finally, we got the return of the GOAT Farm World Finn. This is a breakdown of Fionna and Cake Season 2, Episode 6, The Bird and the Clock. We begin yet again with some backstory. We hear a narration from that deity who spoke to Huntress Wizard in that world between worlds, recounting the origin of what I initially thought was Spirit Warrior and Dream Warrior. I thought we were finally getting full confirmation that these two were in fact brothers, but no. Surprisingly, this has nothing to do with them. The narrator goes on to explain how these two were mischievous twins and pulled an Adam and Eve. They eat this etheric pizza, disobeying what they had been told, and so judgment cometh. They are arrested by the Citadel Guardians from Escape from the Citadel. I love how all these different deities are being interwoven in the lore. After getting arrested, the two brothers turned on each other, with one of them blaming everything that they did on the other. Hearing this, Past Orbo splits them in two and casts down one of them into what looks like hell, and the other, he was sentenced to become the one and only Cosmic Owl. Holy shit, this was an insane reveal. Getting lore for this guy made me feel like,
never in my life have I needed something so much and never known until I received it.
That would explain why he's so sad all the time. It's his guilt for snitching on his brother and having him killed. Let's move to the main plot. Fionna reveals to the gang that she made a deal with Hannah Abadir to use her museum as a venue. The gang is obviously apprehensive, with Cake trying to warn Fionna that she's seen the future and that Fionna will end up working for Hannah Abadir. In the classic time travel trope, Fionna's stubborn and ignores Cake's advice. We then finally have the long-awaited meeting between Hunter and Huntress Wizard. They have a serious stare-off, realizing that they're the same person. But Huntress says,
"No, you are a soft version of me. Weak."
The thing is, Hunter's not a chump.
Real tough guy, huh?
Back in our universe, Marceline tells Simon and Peebee that there's one more way she can save Finn, by turning him into a vampire. I love when writers inject fan speculation into the writing. This idea has been mentioned before in the fandom, I'm pretty sure. We then see a cameo from Old Lady Princess, who first appeared in the episode When Wedding Bells Thaw.
Are we doing more kissing?
What the hell is this?
Why are these princesses always so horny? Marceline then hears and sees the Vampire King trying to tempt her to bite Finn. This confirms that he still resurfaces in her mind every now and then, building off of the Stakes miniseries ending.
Are you like in my head now, or what?
For now.
Well, just don't get in my what?
She succumbs to his thoughts and decides to bite Finn, but it doesn't work, and in fact, she too gets poisoned. We then arrive at the main event of the episode. Huntress sees baby Finn walk in, and he starts to grow.
Why did you have to be such a stupid, blundering meat sack? Why did you have to get hurt?
And eventually, he grows into his old man form, the one we saw in Together Again. This is what Finn looked like when he died in that episode. Or, I guess, will die? See, after we saw Finn age at the end of the last episode thanks to the demonic wishing eye, a lot of people speculated that this season would actually end with Finn dying, which would lead into Together Again.
Well, it had crossed my mind.
But it's a theory I'm ultimately mixed on. If Finn dies leading into Together Again, that means that Huntress and the others will fail in resurrecting him, meaning that the entire season would be for nothing. We know Finn and Jake eventually get reincarnated into other beings and not as themselves, so it's not like he'll die and just come back as himself. That could still happen, but just not be connected to Together Again. Also, it would make things feel so contrived, since in that episode, the New Death is trying to destroy the afterlife entirely. Right now in Fionna and Cake, there are too many multiversal shenanigans occurring that, if they were happening at the same time, would make things feel so bloated and complicated. So I think that seeing Old Man Finn here is just an Easter egg / reference. Let me know your thoughts down below though. Huntress then sees Cosmic Owl, who says,
"That's so weird. You're dreaming about my next stop. I gotta give Finn a croak dream."
And because she doesn't want Finn to die, she starts hunting him down to stop him from appearing in Finn's dream. Meanwhile, Fiona's traumatic memories of what happened in the Winter King's dimension manifest once again in her nightmare. Huntress and the Cosmic Owl show up, and Fionna then joins her. Cake is having a dream where she's pregnant in the hospital with Mkron. No surprise that some of her kids bear a resemblance to Jake's kids. Fionna and Huntress chase Cosmic Owl to Cake's dream, and she joins them. Mkron then gets hit on by Miss Cupcake, a clear reference to how Mr. Cupcake hit on Lady Rainicorn in various episodes. They then enter Marshall Lee's dream, where he's looking for
Simone?
I have half a mind to call her Samantha just to piss you guys off. Marshall sees Samantha and runs over to her, only for her to morph into Hannah Abadir, telling him to tie his shoes. Speaking of Simone, I made the theory that the reason she became distant from Marshall is that Hannah Abadir threatened her. I said that it reflects Marcy and Simon's relationship because it was the crown that came between them, but in this universe, the season is hinting that Hannah Abadir's bodyguard was the catalyst for Marshall and Simone's relationship breaking down, as we saw him staring at them them when they met. I forgot to mention how that theory is supported by the fact that the bodyguard's glasses are jewels of the crown. This is 100% intentional from the writers and animators. On the other hand, many people think she developed Alzheimer's or experienced severe memory loss, similar to what happened to Simon when he wore the crown. At first, I didn't like this idea because it's just far too similar to the original universe. But then I forgot to actually take in the lyrics of Simone's song that actually hint at this being true. What do you guys think? Would you prefer her to have memory loss, or for something more unique, like Hannah Abadir threatening Simone with a restraining order or something? Also, please leave a like and subscribe while you're down there. I'm making breakdowns for every new episode that comes out. I also love that Fiona says,
"You don't have to take that from her. Talk back."
Honestly, love her character when she's not bogged down with will they won't they bullshit. They then arrive in what seems to be DJ Flame's dream, and Fiona immediately starts gushing over him. And this is the reason Cosmic Owl escapes. Huntress then and they all wake up. Cake tells Huntress to go into Finn's dream to stop the Cosmic Owl, but she says she needs to find a clear path to get to him. She then looks at Fiona, remembers that she's an alternate Finn, and asks her if she has ever met him. Fiona says she met a Finn, and Huntress digs her roots into her mind, where they enter this wooden dream space. Farmworld Finn then emerges from this large pot of his wife's favorite soup. My goat is back, and we get full confirmation that Scarab didn't kill him and that his head is completely fine. He explains that he's sad because his son Jay ran away. Fiona reassures him though that Jay is safe and just chilling with little Destiny in her world. Hearing this, he smiles and climbs into a calm, scenic landscape with these flowers and greenery arranged neatly. His dream is very symbolic. It begins in a hollow wooden space representing the empty, echoing part of his mind where his sadness sits. That's also why he rises out of his wife's favorite soup. Then he moves into a peaceful, sunlit area where a cloud shaped like the ice crown that haunted him for so long gently just disperses. This transition shows that once Farmworld Finn learns that his son is okay, he is now in a place of serenity and hope. Also, we have to address the elephant in the room. As I stated in earlier breakdowns, there's a massive theory going on that Farmworld Finn's wife was a version of Huntress Wizard. A lot of people, including myself, thought that upon Farmworld Finn seeing Huntress Wizard this season, we would get a scene or at least a nod that she was his wife. But we in fact don't. Instead, we get the writers continuously giving us hints. I mean, just look at this shot with all these plants in his happy place. Huntress says this is an R Finn, and he responds,
"I've met another Finn. Saved my life once."
That sounds like him.
This could mean that Finn told Huntress Wizard about his adventure in Crossover, where he and Jake saved Farmworld Finn from the Lich and the Crown. Huntress injects her roots into him, and we finally enter our Finn's dream. And this is the moment my heart sank. You know, I was slightly worried that those cool scenes from the trailer showing these four together were from a dream. And not only is that the case, but this scene also takes place in a dream, which now has me very worried that Fiona will actually not meet our Finn for real. All those cool scenes, and it's all in this one episode. I really hope they've purposely left out some insane shit that happens in the rest of the episodes. Anyway, Finn starts fighting this lip monster, which is probably a reference to the fact that a bunch of these princesses have been trying to revive him with a kiss. Huntress and Farmworld Finn set up a trap for Cosmic Owl, while Fiona tries to stop Finn from dying, but unfortunately she fails, time and time again. The number of gruesome ways Finn dies in this episode is insane. Doctor Strange ass, I've come to bargain ass dream. When Finn dies the first time, Fiona is immediately reminded of Martin's death in the vampire world from the first season. We also saw a brief glimpse of Martin in the first episode of the season when Fiona has that crazy dream. We then see a cameo from Phil, the weird human who made cameos in the early seasons of Adventure Time.
My glasses!
Hubert, that future guy in those Greybles episodes, also makes a cameo. Fiona saves Finn and they finally meet. Kinda.
Finn, you're in a coma and we're in a dream.
Yeah, this episode is essentially Fiona and Cake's version of King Worm from the original series.
You are trapped in a dream, and you are in danger.
Finn replies,
"Oh, cool. Who are you?"
My name is Fiona, and I'm here to keep you alive.
"Dude, you're like my girl Jane."
This guy, man, if he stays in this coma for the rest of the season, I'll actually be so pissed. And so, over and over, he dies in extremely gruesome ways. Fiona! That is also a reference to the episode King Worm. Basically, none of his deaths count until the Cosmic Owl arrives. We also hear them both do their iconic screams. Then we get one of the best scenes in the series so far. Fiona is both mentally and physically drained, seeing Finn die over and over. So she asks him why he keeps going.
That's what heroes do.
But how do you know if what you're doing is right?
I listen to my hero heart and trust the universe to lead me.
It's clear this is what's going to drive Fiona for the rest of the season. Hey, listen, I'll take what I can get. It's not quite a heart-to-heart scene between these two, but it's something.
It's still something though. It's something, okay? I'll take that.
Finn gets dragged into this death trap and the Cosmic Owl arrives, but thanks to Huntress and Farmworld Finn, they manage to trap him. Cosmic Owl says he doesn't have a choice and that he's just the messenger. Huntress doesn't care, and instead of accepting his death, Cosmic Owl charges at Huntress. And just as that happens, Finn dies once more, but it's revealed that Huntress managed to kill Cosmic Owl just before. Let me repeat that. Huntress killed Cosmic Owl.
So, you, like, killed a god. Is that gonna be a big deal?
Oh, you bet your ass it is. Huntress will most likely be going to the Citadel, or that voice that spoke to her in that tree realm will rain judgment on her. Man, that theory of Huntress sacrificing herself to become some sort of deity at the end of the season is really looking true, isn't it? They dump his body in a clock, referencing the episode title's name. Finn then comes to Farmworld Finn, asking,
So what's your story? You're like a hot me. I owed you one.
It doesn't make sense for Finn to forget about Farmworld Finn at all, given how much of an impact he had on him in the original series, so I'm just going to attribute this to Coma Finn not having all of his memories. It's a fantastic cherry on top for the scene though, of Farmworld Finn repaying his debt to our Finn. We then get another important scene.
I know you're only Dream, Finn, and you're not gonna remember this, but I'm gonna save you.
I love you, Huntress.
Yeah, she doesn't say anything back, leaving him to die over and over in his dream coma until she eventually finds a cure. Fionna says,
Huntress, you should let him know what he means to you.
Yeah, this is great fuel for her arc. After they all wake up, Cake tells Fionna to follow her heart, and she goes to DJ Flame because of that stupid dream. What happens in that dream comes true, but she then sees a glimpse of Winter King from season 1. This girl has severe PTSD from all the shit that happened in season 1, and she should not be dating. Oh, we also see the female version of Ash, Ashley. The episode ends with Marshall Lee singing about the dream he had.
You wanted me to buy my shoes, to tie my shoes.
And we finally see our BMO in the series, doing some doodles on Finn's face. This was easily the best episode of the season so far. The character interactions between Fionna and Finn, although brief, will definitely be important for her arc later, and I would be lying if I said I didn't feel giddy seeing them interact. Huntress killing the Cosmic Owl is huge, and she's 100% going to be reprimanded for that. His lore was also so cool and just adds more to the hierarchy of deities in Adventure Time. I wonder if next episode we'll get some lore on Prismo and how he came to be. If so, I'll be fuming, and I might have to make an updated character analysis for him. I'm still annoyed they keep baiting Farmworld Finn's wife. Maybe that's just going to stay as an unspoken thing. My main concern now is how the rest of the season will play out. Huntress might get the Cosmic Owl treatment, where she's forced to become a deity of some sort as payment for killing him, or she might just go to the Citadel for an episode and Fionna and Cake will have to go rescue her. Again, I know I'm a Finn fanboy, but I really hope he wakes up soon and joins the main adventure or something, because seeing him get killed over and over was pathetic in a way. Do you guys think he will die this season, which will lead into Together Again? Personally, I think that detracts from that ending where he and Jake get reborn together. Finn dying in this season would make it feel kind of forced, all for the sake of the cute tie-in. Again, it all depends on how they pull it off. I really hope the rest of the season sticks the landing. Be sure to subscribe, I'm covering new episodes as soon as they drop, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Also, a quick heads up, the Peppermint Butler character recap and analysis video is coming on the 30th. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so you don't miss it. Please consider joining my Patreon if you want to support me further, following all my socials, and I want to thank you for watching.